Hello everyone, today we're going to do square number 12 and this one is called the crinkle stitch pattern. I've got my Stylecraft Special DK, my corresponding sized hook which is a 4mm, scissors, darning needle and most especially a ruler or a tape measure because I'm relying on measurements for this project because the chain numbers can change according to the pattern of the squares. Before I start our videos, I actually have a play with a few rows just to see how the pattern is going to turn out. And with this crinkle stitch pattern, it draws the work in very tightly and it's not going to reach my 13 centimeters that I require. So I pull it undone and I'll add a few more chains to my original amount. That way I can explain to you ahead of time whether the work is going to get drawn in or work its way out. So this one is a definite drawn in and you will need a few extra chains than what you've been used to making. I'm going to do 26 chains so that I can quite easily get my 13 centimeters in width. This pattern is done in US terminology and the multiples for the chain are 2, so even number. Yarn end in your right hand, making a loop, pull up a loop with your hook, which gives you that movable slip knot. Now do your chains to your required width. That's 24, 25 and 26. Let's lay this out. All right, we're over and above the 13, up to 14 actually, and that's a good thing because boy oh boy does this crinkle pattern shrink your work in. Righto, for the first row we are going to do a slip stitch into the 3rd chain from the hook. Not counting the loop on your hook, we count 1, 2, 3 chains. We pop our hook into the chain, pull up a loop and then pull that loop through the stitch on the hook. Now let's try and work this not so tight. It's very easy to make it tight. I'm trying to control myself and keep it just that little bit more loose. Now we're going to do a half double crochet. So yarn over, hook into the chain, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through all 3. Now we're going to do a slip stitch, pull up a loop and pull through the loop on the hook. Yarn over for a half double crochet, pop your hook in, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all 3. Now a slip stitch, pulling up a loop and pull through the loop on your hook, yarn over for a half double crochet, pull up a loop and pull through all 3. Now a slip stitch, pulling up a loop and through the loop on your hook, yarn over for a half double crochet, pulling up a loop, yarn over, pull through all 3. Next is a slip stitch, half double crochet, slip stitch, half double crochet. Now just go slow and steady to the end of the row. Chain 2 and turn your work and the chain counts as a half double crochet. So we don't use the stitch directly below as we would normally. So we're going to do a slip stitch into the half double crochet that was made below. And you'll find the space to go into is on the right hand side of this bump. Pop your hook in there, pull up a loop. Pull that loop through the 1 on your hook. Now we're going to do a half double crochet and it is on the left hand side of that bump. Pop your hook through there, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all 3. Slip stitch into that very next stitch, half double crochet on the left hand side of that bump. Slip stitch on the right hand side of that bump, half double crochet on the left hand side. Slip stitch on the right, half double crochet on the left. Slip stitch on the right, half double crochet on the left. Slip stitch and half double crochet. Slip stitch, 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 half double crochet and slip stitch. There we have row 2. We're working it out now, guys. It's getting there. This one is just a slow one in comparison to the last, isn't it? Now we need to do 2 chain, which is going to be considered a half double crochet, and do the same thing again. It's a 1 row repeat. So we're going to do a slip stitch to the top of that half double crochet and a half double crochet on the left. Slip stitch on the right, half double crochet on the left. Slip stitch, half double crochet. Slip stitch, half double crochet. Slip and half. Slip and half. Slip and half. I'll see you at the end of the row. Finishing on this row with a slip stitch. Now chaining 2, counted as a half double crochet. We're going to slip stitch in the top right of that bump. Now we're going to half double crochet in the top left of that bump. Slip stitch on the right, half double crochet on the left. Slip on the right, half on the left. Slip on the right, half on the left. Slip, half. Now we're getting it. Now it's moving along smoothly. It was just a matter of figuring out exactly where we needed to place those stitches. Slip, half and a slip stitch. Let's measure up this work now. Yep, beautifully 13 centimeters. I'm happy with that. Okay, let's keep going, you guys. Chain 2, that is considered a half double crochet. Slip stitch in the top right, half double crochet on the top left. Slip and half. Slip and half. Slip and half. I'm going to leave you here. Let's go off and do a number of rows before we meet back up. Let's see where I'm up to. Bang on 11 centimeters. That means 2 more to go. So chaining 2, turning your work, and we do a slip stitch into the top right side of the half double crochet below. Then half double crochet, slip stitch, half double crochet, slip and half. This square sure made up for the last one. The last one just flew off the hook, and this one has put the brakes on. Actually, I would say that this is the slowest one that we've done yet. Slip and half double crochet, slip and half, slip and half, slip and half, and slip. But what a gorgeous pattern it is. Look at that. Chaining 2 again and turning my work. Slip stitch and half. I am going to finish this off and I'll meet you again on the last row. Now there we are, we're all done. Snip yarn ends off, pulling that through. Isn't it absolutely gorgeous? I will darn my yarn ends in and we'll be all done. I am so happy with this square, and that is the end of our sampler squares for the month of March. I'm wondering what's going to come up next. I have an idea for next month so far, and I'm really looking forward to it too. Okay, everybody, I will see you again really soon. Bye for now.